Every year, a panel of scientists updates a literal clock. They measure our geopolitical stability, nuclear threats, and climate data, and then they adjust the hands. Right now, they say we are sitting at just 2 minutes to midnight. That calculation, trying to pinpoint exactly how close we are to the end, drives people to incredible extremes. Families have spent entire life savings constructing cramped steel tubes buried under the dirt, just waiting for the sky to fall. But our modern anxiety about a planetary deadline didn't start in the atomic age. In Western civilization, that fear traces back to a very distinct origin point, the first-century teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. Read the ancient texts, and his predictions sound like a terrifying science fiction film. He described a period of endless wars, total societal collapse, and the actual stars dropping from the sky like bruised fruit. For 2,000 years, dedicated followers have pointed to those exact words to declare an imminent physical end to the planet. And for 2,000 years, every single one of those predictions has failed. That leaves us with a massive historical contradiction. We have to ask, did the most influential figure in human history make a spectacularly wrong prediction? Or have we completely mistranslated what those ancient warnings actually meant? Let's step out of the 21st century and into first century Judea. This was occupied territory. The local population was suffocating. They endured military brutality, choked by extreme taxation, and immediate execution for stepping out of line with Rome. In this climate, ancient readers understood apocalypticism as a specific genre of underground subversive resistance literature used by oppressed groups. When ancient Jewish writers used intense cosmic imagery, like the sun going dark or the moon turning to blood, they were writing political poetry. It was an established code used by oppressed groups to describe the violent collapse of a tyrannical empire, not literal climate disaster. If you want to understand the extreme language Jesus used, you have to read it through that lens. He was delivering a dangerous political manifesto aimed squarely at the reigning superpowers. The confusion we have today largely comes down to a translation error hidden deep within these ancient Greek manuscripts. In ancient Greek, there is a word, cosmos. This term refers directly to the literal physical universe. It means the rocks, the trees, and the physical mass of planet Earth. But a different Greek word is used, aion, denoting a specific socio-political era. Here's the pivotal detail. Jesus didn't predict the destruction of the cosmos. He prophesied the end of the aeon, the corrupt human power structure of his time. Historians describe this as the two ages framework, the conviction that the present evil age of Roman oppression had reached its expiration date, making way for a new age defined by divine justice. Taking a promise about a shifting political age and translating it into the physical destruction of the planet is exactly how a message of regime change mutated into a modern doomsday fear. We can test this by looking at his most specific, controversial prediction, the total physical annihilation of the magnificent Jewish temple in Jerusalem. That prophecy played out with brutal historical precision. In the year 70 AD, the Roman army besieged Jerusalem and completely dismantled the city. The devastation was absolute. Roman soldiers slaughtered thousands, plundered the sacred artifacts from the inner sanctuaries, and triggered the total collapse of the local Judean society. For the Jewish people living through the horror of that siege, their socio-religious world, their specific aeon, did in fact end, exactly as described. His apocalyptic warnings successfully tracked a catastrophic historical collapse. No supernatural planetary destruction was required for those prophecies to be entirely true. So where does that leave us today? The endless debates over dates, raptures, and doomsday clocks are the direct results of applying strict modern literalism to ancient political poetry. Jesus' eschatology provided a radical message of hope intended to comfort an oppressed population living under a dictatorship. The end of the world carries a profound historical promise. Corrupt human empires will eventually fail, allowing a renewed society to rise in their place.